so it's easy to clean up.
Well, I'm thinking we do, but I was thinking which one? Because we think like what size?
I mean, it doesn't have to be too big. We just want to
Tiny one or like
bigger than that. Although this is cute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like probably a regular press.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, check it out. Yeah.
Perfect.
Or do you? Trash.
Perfect. Thank you.
Maybe it's grandfather Did you two talk just for a second?
Yeah.
Testing.
Testing.
You hear me?
1, 2, 3. Testing.
I'll let you know in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Blah,
Testing.
blah,
Blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Looking over here, looking to the right. My line is going up and down.
Yeah. I think
Yours is not bouncing around. Or,
at all.
I think you're on the same.
I think we're on the same one.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Audio quality is wonderful. It's just the video quality
There's no
that
video.
keeps fighting us. Well, I guess you should know your mic's hard than live, so.
Terrific. Watch what we say.
Currently. I see. Okay.
Fringe political beliefs.
Okay. Great. All right. Good to know.
I should be able to just kill it on here and then pop it up again. That's fair.
I got my finger tattoos touched up for today.
Mike's right.
Great. Oh, you want to start now? Oh, we're ready to go. We're ready. Oh, yeah. Great. Okay, excellent. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, how's it going? Pretty good? Pretty chill? Okay, great. Well, welcome to Comics University. Is there anyone this is your first Comics U? Yeah, we love to see new students. So the way Comics U works is that this is a 6-week program. We do have a semester break halfway through, but it is every Wednesday right here at Betty's Books, and every Wednesday you learn something about comics and the process of making comics. So today we're going to be talking about bookmaking, and we have Lou here who is going to walk us through how to make a little sketchbook. And then you can do whatever you want with those sketchbooks. You can use it to take notes if you want throughout the rest of the season. If you get all 6 classes on your punch card, may I use your punch card for an example? Great. So if you haven't got one, make sure you go and grab one. If you get all 6, you get a nice little graduation certificate for finishing Comics University. We are not accredited, but if you want to try and put it on a resume, go for it. That is your prerogative. If you are going to miss one of the classes, there are opportunities for makeup, extra credit, if you will. The 2 options are July 18th is the Slice fundraiser, an afternoon with Mr. Slice. There will be trivia and food and drink and a big raffle, probably other things as well, but it's going to be great. It's going to be at Oni on Manchester. And the other option for extra credit is the Sip and Scribe for June, I think, yes. Great. So if you think you're going to miss one, might as well go to the Sip and Scribe. Okay, what else? Right. Also, every class, besides the first one, we'll be doing pop quizzes. So make sure to take notes in your class. What happens with these pop quizzes is there are 5 questions, and for every question you get right, you get a Betty's Bucks that you can use here at Betty's Books the night of the class. They expire after that night, so don't try and use them after that night. Well, you could try, but it won't work out. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need to talk about besides all of our classes. I'll tell you about next week's class at the end of this one. So, all right, I'm going to bring it over to Lou. Lou's going to walk through who they are, the kind of work that they do, and then we'll get to making some books. Right.
Hello, I'm Lou.
Hi,
nice to
Lou.
meet you.
Yay, nice to meet you.
I am an artist and bookbinder. I've been making books for about 3 years now. Here are some samples of some of my work. This is something I'm working on right now, slowly getting more advanced into leather. And I've got a couple newsletters and a journal from the Guild of Bookworkers, which is it's USA based, but we do have members from Canada. It is the trade organization for bookworkers, bookbinders, book conservators, book artists. And I'm also a member of the Renegade Bookbinding Guild, which is a fan binding guild online. That's actually how I got into bookbinding in the first place. I kind of got obsessed with that. Definitely, I saw some fandom stuff out there. So if you're here at Betty's Books or into comics, I'm sure you're maybe a little familiar with fandom. And the obsession grew from there. And that was like, surely there's somebody locally who has like the big, heavy equipment to do this. Yes, there is. So kind of just got into the community from there and have done a lot of experimentation to learn what I have figured out. What we're going to do today is make a very simple little soft cover notebook. You can use this technique with pretty much any sort of weight of paper. What I brought today is your normal 20-pound cheap copy paper. This one right here is an 80-pound multimedia paper I got from Blick. You can, it's just their like 80-pound, I think it's sulfite drawing paper. That is really good for instance, I've got some watercolor in here. So this can handle a lot thicker stuff. But if you're just sketching, you can really use anything that you have. So I'm going to basically try to, slowly demonstrate how we make this. And then I think we'll be kind of cycling through in small groups just because I only have about like 5 of each tool. And we're doing sharp stuff, so I do want to supervise you. If anyone has a question at any time, please just let me know. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is just paper. One of the things you should know about paper is that paper has a grain. Is anyone familiar with this paper grain, what that is? Okay, well, for those of you who are not familiar, when you have paper that is made by machine, the fibers are kind of like a fiber in, you know, your regular fabric. They've got like a horizontal and a vertical grain. Most of your copy paper that you just get from the printer is going to be long grain, which is perfect for our project because we're cutting it in half. You want the grain of your paper to run parallel to the spine of whatever you're doing. The reason you want this is so that your book is going to open flat and your pages are going to be nice and smooth. If you use the grain in the wrong direction, especially if you use multiple sections, then you start getting this kind of buckling effect that you don't want. So one of your core rules of thumb, your grain runs parallel to the spine. And all your regular copy paper is going to be long grain. So cutting in half as we do is will give you a correct grain line. Yes.
When you say long grain, you mean that the longer side is the way the grain runs?
Yes.
Like the 11-inch side runs.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. So the way you can tell, there's like numerous methods, but there is this default. You know, the majority of the paper that you get that's that printer stuff is going to be long grain, 8.5 by 11. But you can also fold it, kind of bend it like this, and you're like, which way is easier? The way that is easier, that's the way the grain runs. So I can feel, and you want to get kind of the same amount of paper. You know, you don't want to have like here versus, you know, something that's very narrow. Then your results may be a little bit skewed. When you're doing a single section like this, all of this stuff matters less. But it's just something to keep in mind because it's kind of a core tenet of the stuff. So our single section, the number of sheets that you use, that's going to depend on your paper weight. I think for tonight, I used 12 for this. This is kind of a nice little size, I think. Even this 80 weight, I actually counted it again, I used 12. So you can compare these later and see kind of your difference in thickness. 12 is just a good number. But if you're using like a really heavy watercolor paper, you might use like 3 sheets, for instance. So to start out with, I've got this pre-cut paper, and we're just going to get 12 sheets.
I want to pass these around. Take a look. Take a look. There you go.
5, 6.
Would you like bulk counting?
I mean, if anyone wants to like count chunks, that would probably be a good idea. I'm not sure how many I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bring some papers in.
11.
For you guys, we want to start separating into chunks of 12.
Okay. I grab a piece of this.
Have some more of these?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or chunks of 12.
They're just chunks of 12.
Yeah.
There's definitely more than enough. Yes. We'll just give them a minute. Everyone's kind of counting their papers. All right, I'm about to use this paper cutter. So the joy of paper.
Okay, this kind of paper cutter, it comes out, and then whenever you want to put it back, it has to go down and into its little hole. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird, but all right.
Keeps it safe.
It's different.
Yeah, it's a lightweight.
Okay. This is like my 8.5. Oh no, this is 9. Oh no. No, it's 8.5. It's 8.5. No, that's because that doesn't start at 1. It starts at 0.5, not 0. That's why. Okay. All right. So everyone have their little chunk of paper. About ready to move on. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So everyone is they're passing out some cover stock too. So you want to use something a little heavier for your cover stock. We have some decorative papers that are a little bit thinner. What I do is I glue that decorative paper down onto a piece of cardstock to give it some strength. I like to use a spray adhesive. Make sure you use that in a well-ventilated area. Steen thinks a glue stick would also work. It probably would. So I'm going to take this cover stock, which is an 8.5 by 11. If you have something that's not that size, just cut it down to the size of your paper. So I'm going to cut it down to 5.5 by 8.5.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we're going to get real technical. Once you have cut your cover to fit the same size as your sheets, you're going to carefully fold it in half this way. And you just want to kind of meet your edges here, get these to line up. You are going to have, by the nature of this thick stack of paper, this edge here is not going to be even. You want your fold here to be nice and smooth. And your pages are going to fan out, and that's okay. So I like to use like a bone folder, a Teflon folder to really mark that crease, but you can also use a pen or like a butter knife, the back of a knife, or just your finger. It really doesn't matter. But we use something like this to get a nice sharp crease. So I don't want to make it too chaotic here because we can't cut paper yet. All right, where did all of those scissors go? Oh, they were spread out. You took all the scissors except for the one scissor. Thank you.
Is this the cardstock under here? No, that's not. I think they got passed out.
Here's a purple. I don't know how you feel about purple.
What do you need?
All right. Okay. Cool. Somehow glue was found. That's pretty cool. Okay. So if you're using one of those more decorative papers that are kind of thinner, I do recommend gluing onto the cardstock. So the next step, once you have your cover, and we'll be cutting the covers, in batches here, is you're going to get a piece of thread. What I have is waxed linen. You literally can use anything. Linen thread is what bookbinders use. This is the strongest thread that you can use for sewing books. You can get waxed linen. You can get just plain linen thread and run it through wax. Like if you get one of those wax things from like a sewing kit. Or you can use, I've used embroidery floss. You can use twine. The stronger you know, it depends. How sturdy do you want your little book to be? All right.
Right. So I just wanted to cut before I glued it.
Yeah, we're gonna sew it together.
Because remember, the book's going to be right.
All right. I see you gluing. You're doing great. Just let people glue for a minute. I'm not in a rush. This is very quick to make. It takes like 5 minutes. To cut it? Absolutely.
I just do not trust myself to be straight.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you'll want to cut it 5.5. This kind of comes out like this.
Oh.
Yep, 5.5 by 8.5.
I think
Spring loaded. Now you got to cut that one too. This is unsafe, I'm sure. Handing it over like this.
I'm nervous.
You don't need to be nervous. The sharp knife.
I will touch really bad. Like I cannot get, like I can get like an hour. I can get
Ooh. They're being industrious, using some scissors to cut their cover.
That's the thing.
And those of you making, you know, a double cover, you could make 2 sketchbooks. You could trade with a friend or a table mate and make 2. They're being so industrious, cutting everything themselves. You got a creative bunch. I really like that pink in the leaves. It's pretty. Yeah, yeah. You see the? Can you almost see the red through it? I guess you can.
A little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like this. I like this color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't trust myself to make a straight cut.
Neither do I, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh, I like that it shows the logo. Oh yeah, that's cool.
I do it either way, but there's like a little wire in here, and that's what you're and it's a little bit hard to see, so
Make one with this. I love that. put something in between.
Yeah.
Put some cardstock in between. Yes, I actually brought mine too. I see you got this. Like if people, does anyone know how to use these?
Oh yeah, we use those at work.
Okay, so yeah, I brought that if anyone wants. It's a little late, I see, but we do have that. Hi. Pardon? Hello. I think I remember you. What's your name?
Cleo.
Cleo. Lou.
Nice.
Yes, I remember you from that bookbinding
Yes.
unconference thing.
Yeah, the unconference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Mm-hmm. Hello again.
How exciting.
Here.
Here, I'll be giving up a private for a tete-a-tete. Yeah, you're very
Did you see I'm so glad we were late because I don't know if tornado
Yay!
was,
Okay,
but I'm
Pardon?
excited. We were like late because it's like I don't know if tornado was, but I'm very excited to meet you.
I'm so glad. And it's okay because it's a very quick project, so you have plenty of time.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. So what we've done so far, we have these stacks of 12 sheets. So it's just cut. This is just 8.5 by 11. That's been cut in half. So I don't know exactly how much that is, but that will work. And
So
then
12 of these.
yeah, so total of those we're using 12, but that can vary. This is 12. We're making a skinny little book.
Okay.
And then we're using, this is just cardstock. Other people, this is a little bit thinner. So we're kind of gluing, if you have something like this, like glue it on a thicker piece of paper to make your cover a little heavier. I think Steve's is doing a triple layer here, which, yeah, that's what you want, something a little bit heavier for your cover. And then there's some other decorative papers around.
Oh, like a double?
This stuff is so thin that I would definitely glue it to at least one other sheet, because as opposed to like this, you can feel how this is much heavier.
Yes.
So that's as far as we've gotten so far.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And then here we're doing approximately 12 sheets. I'm not sure. We have much more paper here. Looks good. Looks good. Ooh, is this a traveler's notebook?
Oh, it is.
That
Yes.
is so beautiful. Can I touch it?
You may. It has not been
Ooh.
used as much as it should be.
Well,
It's
that's how it always is with notebooks.
It was a really good thank you.
You should use it.
It's hard.
Mine is pretty well done.
I feel like that too.
Ooh.
It's an Oto. Also a gift.
Oh, I have some. No, they're I'm thinking of a different brand. They're Japanese, but they're fountain pens.
Fountain.
No. They Opus 88 is one thing for Ocho. I really like it. Probably not, because I'm going to Stationery Fest in New York City later this summer,
That sounds
and so I'm like maybe not this year.
Is that the one by your station?
Yes.
We've been there. They're so
They sold
nice.
out immediately.
Really?
Yeah, tickets too.
Oh, I don't know. I got tickets for like kind of later in the day. I know the beginning, like right in the morning, all sold out. I got my tickets a little while ago, but
Yeah, they're sold out.
now they are.
Yeah.
We made it.
Oh,
I saw a video from them being like, wow, our first conference, and it's already like added.
that's awesome. Ready to move on? All right. If I can have your attention up here, I will just show you the next step. Now there's some very important things I want to share with you. So please pay attention. We're starting to work with sharp stuff, and there's just some safety things I want to go over. All right, so I've got these awls here. These awls are how we're going to poke holes. This one is a really giant one. So if you end up using this one, you know, don't put it through all the way to here. Just like poke the hole from the very end. You don't want your hole to be very much bigger than your thread. That's ideal. You want your hole to be like as small as you can get it to get your thread through. So I've got these other ones that are a little bit smaller. There are a number of ways to do this, but how we're going to do it is kind of on an angle on a flat surface here. You don't want to be going like this onto a table. You don't want to even be doing it on a cutting mat like this. If you had some stacks of cardboard, you could maybe go straight that. But you don't want to do that anyway, because you want to make sure that you're going right through that fold. And to do that, we are going to do it on a flat surface like this and go in at an angle like that. You can slowly and carefully look on the other side and make sure you're going in kind of at a 45-degree angle right on that fold. This sounds harder than it is. When you try it, it's really not that hard. We're going to eyeball 3 holes. One that's in the middle, one that's about, you know, like a 1/2 inch, and about a 1/2 inch here. So I'm going to, let's see. Okay. So I've got it here. Some of you are not going to be able to see this, but I'm holding it here, and I'm just putting it kind of in the corner and looking out the back, the other side rather, to see how my hole is poking. So I don't know if you can see, but it's 1/8 of an inch. It's starting to poke out there. And again, I don't want to go too far and make a giant hole. I want to make the smallest hole that I can that my needle can still get through. You want to hold this pretty good so it doesn't shift around while you're making your other holes. So I'm going to bring it over to here and kind of demonstrate another hole. I'm going to come all the way over here. So I've got it down here like this, and I'm just kind of putting it in the crease of the fold and gently pushing it through kind of at an angle, so it's not going like into my cutting mat or table or anything like that. And that's pretty good on the fold. Okay, are y'all able to see that? No, maybe. Okay, I'll do another hole here. All right. So it's on the side like this, and I'm just putting my awl in the kind of diagonal, but I'm holding it like this, and just gently. And sometimes it takes some force, you know, gently getting it through there, but not too far. Yes, all of them in just one section. Yes. So just to demonstrate kind of the motions here, you know, you hold it like this, and then just put that where you want it in the fold, and gently push through. Almost at a 45-degree angle.
It's last call if you want anything to drink.
Thanks, Mika.
All right. So I'm demonstrating this, and we're going to demonstrate finishing it up before we move on to the hands-on next step. Okay. All right, my friends, I'm going to move on to sewing. If I can have your attention, please. So we made 3 holes, which means it's a 3-hole pamphlet. You can make, there's also a variation, the 5-hole pamphlet. That just has 2 more in here. 3-hole is the most simplest. And so that's what we're going to do. You can start either on the inside, and then your knot's going to be on the inside, or you can start on the outside, and that's where your knot will be. It does not matter. Personal preference. I'm going to start from the inside. You start from your middle hole. Leave a tail, because you're going to tie that off at the end. Just come in through one of the end holes. Again, because my holes are so small, it's giving me trouble now. All right, so I'm going back in through one of the end holes. Don't pull it all the way through. Go down through the other end hole. And then you're going to go back in through that center hole again. When you go in on the other side of that thread that is now traversing the entire from end to end. So you've got your tail on one side of it, and you want your other tail to be on the other side of it. Try not to sew through your thread. It's a trial. Okay. Or try not to poke yourself. But blood sacrifice is a pretty common thing when you're making books. So, all right. So now I've got my tails on either side. Just kind of tighten it up snug. And I'm just going to do a double square knot. Everyone familiar with that? Yeah? No? Square knot? Okay, that's where you just take the two ends and like you're starting to tie your shoe. And instead of making a bow then, you just do the same thing again. So you just do that. Pull it nice and straight. And where's my scissors? I'm going to cut it to about a 1/4 inch tail. And again, you can make this on the outside if you want. It doesn't really matter. Folder, bone folder. Perfect. Just going to flatten it out a little bit more. So now you may have noticed the nifty rounded corners on the samples there. So if you really want to make it look kind of more professional than this, or like, just more durable, because a rounded corner is going to be more durable than these raw pointy corners. So the first thing you want to do is trim your fanned out edge here. You want to use something metal for this. This is just a brass piece I got from Schaefer Hobby Shop. And you can use like a stainless steel ruler, but use something like that. We've got our sharp knife here. There's some X-Acto knives around. And so yeah, if you want to do this step, you come over here and I'll help you. I'll supervise you. But basically, you want to have a nice firm pressure, and then you're going to have even strokes, not super hard, but you're just going to keep it in the same spot. And then you're going to have to do a couple. Let's see, it's taken 3. I think it's taking 4. That took me 4 to get through there. And then you got this nice clean edge. The very last step you're going to do, you can take something round like this, trace it, and cut it out. We're going to use this like industrial corner rounder, which is a real fun punch. So you just put your book in here, align it against these two guides right here, and then we're going to punch. I like to flip it over so I kind of get both, because the punch is not like perfectly round. It's got a little bit of a square edge, so I kind of flip it and do both sides. And then we got a round corner, which is just, I don't know, it's that last finishing touch that really makes it look fancy. So, yep, you do that, and then there you go. We've made a little softcover sketchbook. Wasn't that easy? So the next step is poking holes, sewing, and cutting and punching. So if you want to maybe kind of filter over here, and we can help disseminate that and make sure nobody hurts himself.
How many awls do you have?
I have 4.
Okay, I think 1 awl per table.
Yeah.
And then everyone just takes turns.
This is the big one that like maybe not ideal.
Yeah, that is okay. We'll use the big ones.
Yeah. This is the biggest one, so use with care. I mean, don't gouge the table, but yes. Try not to gouge the table.
more for like 30 seconds or a minute, but I think this is it. Come join us next week for more lecture style comics you.
Why would I want to do that?
I'm like, I was one of the reasons I love combining it is I'm like, I can make anything. And with like the digital push that I can really take anything and turn it into those ones that have stories. Like, I feel like an apple. I feel like I really want to be close by now. Keep going. It's good. Yeah. This is like really fulfilling. Actually, like, this is really. Like, I feel like this is really a great album.
So
It might be.
my notes are on like
I've got a number of colors here. Pretty elaborate. How long? So, there's a difference between